Hello and welcome to Heads Up. Today on the show, we're taking a closer look at a specific learning difference, dyslexia, a language processing disorder which makes reading and writing slightly more difficult. Around 10 to 12% of students across the country are affected by it. If some of you or someone you know has issues dealing with math problems or comprehending them, there might be a reason behind that as well. But first up, we will take a closer look at dyslexia.
Over 13 crore children go to school in India, out of which 10 to 15% have a hidden learning disability. This is Shloka, a class 5 student at Cambridge Primary School in New Delhi. Shloka is an attentive student and enjoys participating in class.
I'm from class 5. My teacher's name is Yasmin Kazmi, ma'am. I like to skate. I like books.
10-year-old bright Shloka might enjoy school and her books, but she is held up for reasons out of her control. Shloka is dyslexic and has difficulty with her spellings in class. Dyslexia is a language processing disorder. This means that having dyslexia or being dyslexic hinders a person's writing, reading and spelling.
See, it's a neurological problem and it manifests itself, in reading difficulty, writing difficulty. Children's spellings are pretty poor. Their comprehension power also is a little poor. They are not able to really understand many of the passages which is given, and their handwriting also is very poor. But this is only when it comes academically. But otherwise, the children are pretty normal. I mean, they get along with the class. They are perfect. Unless you tell someone that a child is dyslexic, you will not know that.
According to Dyslexia International, 10% of the world's population suffers from dyslexia. Surprisingly, there are little to none statistics in India that show the number of Indians that suffer from it. However, consensus is that 10 to 12% of all school-going children in the country have dyslexia. Awareness surrounding the disorder is still scant and rare to find.
I remember in 2000 when I said to one parent that please get him assessed, he says, "मेरा बच्चा कोई पागल है जो आप भेज रहे हो उधर." But then now, the moment you say assessment, a lot of credit goes to Tare Zameen Pe. It has brought into that thing that is nothing wrong. They are no different two horns on their heads. It is just regular classroom, and as you must have seen, they are sitting normally, they are doing everything normally. There is nothing. If I am not telling you, you're not able to come to know that the child is dyslexic.
ICSE and CBSE schools have been instructed by their respective boards to help and assist students with learning disabilities in every way possible. They allow schools to give students a scribe or writer for exams, who follows what the student says onto paper to ensure the writing is legible and spelling mistakes are absent. Students are also exempted from learning an extra language, and they are not penalized for making spelling mistakes. Modified papers are given to these students when they take exams to make the process easier.
Once RTE came in, which is Right to Education, in 2010, and the government made it mandatory for all schools to take in children and cater to their needs, that's when a lot of schools woke up and they said that it's high time they took in professionals in this.
In recent times, the disorder has bowled over a well-known face to the cause of raising awareness.
To the outside world, dyslexia might seem like a bit of a handicap or something to a common man, but that's not how it works. When I went to the school which is run by the MDA, it was a pleasant surprise for me, because honestly the kids weren't struggling for anything. It was very clear that they had small ability lacking here and there in terms of probably the numbers were different to them. I mean, it is very, very common, as people would have seen in Tare Zameen Par. Those are pretty similar cases, and all the kids communicated pretty well. Generally, people think dyslexic students are dull, they are mentally retarded, they have a problem. I mean, in a very common fashion, people might even say they are mad, These are very rude judgments to make of these kids.
Dyslexia is one type of learning disabilities. Learning disabilities is a neurological problem. It's not an attitude problem. It's not nothing to do with the social economic status of the person or the child being lazy or anything. It's a skill based difficulty, and there are many types of learning disabilities, and dyslexia happens to be one of them, and it's the most common one of them. So there are others like dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, and non-verbal learning disabilities.
While homeschooling and special schools are great initiatives for those with learning differences, they may not be the ones which come up with great solutions always. My colleague Lakshmi joins us from Bangalore with a special report on experiential learning and a math-specific learning difference, dyscalculia.
Math is a word that rings in terror for many people around the world. While most of these people battle it out to understand the subject and not opt for it when they have a choice, a select few face a different kind of problem. They have trouble comprehending basic arithmetic, manipulating numbers, and even understanding concepts. Saundarya was one such child.
I had lots of difficulties in math, and I wanted to overcome the difficulty of math. In the normal school, actually, they'll go very fast in math, and if I ask them once again, they won't teach it to me again. But in Aurinco, it's different. Like until I understand, my teachers and my friends, they explain it to me over and over again. They don't feel frustrated or irritated. They just teach until I get the concept.
But disliking math is not unheard of. At least that was the impression her family was under until they heard about dyscalculia. What exactly is dyscalculia? It is a learning disability that affects a person's arithmetic skills. They lack an intuitive grasp of numbers, find it difficult to learn facts and procedures, perform calculations mechanically without comprehension. Some of the most common symptoms in dyscalculic children include difficulty in telling time, handling money, calculating speed, and telling left from right. Studies show that anywhere between 3 to 5% of students in the country are affected by it. While both dyslexia and dyscalculia may ring alarm bells in many, experts say that there is no reason to spread panic.
A lot of people have highlighted this cause and that such children exist. Earlier, they used to be very happy wherever they were. Now, they're being pulled out, labeled, and they're being put into resource rooms and things like that, thinking that there is a problem. So what we need to do at this point of time is to differentiate between actual learning disabilities, if any, and abilities, which may be causing a sort of a disability because the methodologies do not match. One thing to do with when you talk about dyslexics or dyscalculics and all this, they are just words. Okay, what really is the underlying cause is the way they perceive things. And if you look at them, their neurological makeup, it's very different. And that's why they're different learners. They're not disabled. The problem is in the system. The system that we are trying to ask them to adapt to is more left brain oriented.
This was exactly why Chetna began the Aurinco Academy in Bangalore, to break the myths surrounding learning disabilities. Unlike most other schools that focus on children with disabilities, Aurinco consciously admits both children with learning disabilities and those without into the school. The idea behind the move? Children with learning disabilities are extremely creative and considered future thought leaders. They would help students without such disabilities to improve their creativity and think out of the box. While the others help teach those with disabilities about theories.
Every school should be able to handle every kind of child that walks into their door. And then there is no need for all these stereotyping. Yes, there are certain disabilities like Down syndrome, mental retardation, which need a very different kind of setup. I understand that. But simple learning difficulties, learning differences, dyslexia, all these names that are cropping up need not exist if the teaching methodologies and the schooling system actually changes.
Shankar and Aniket are a great example of how this system works. Shankar used to be a class topper in his previous school. He used to ace every exam, every test, and never settle for even being above average. Funnily enough, his parents found this to be unhealthy. His fixation to get good grades and ace theory made him compromise on creativity. So they shifted him to Aurinco Academy, where he met his now good friend Aniket.
I was put into the school because I was more into academics, and I did not know more beautiful things like art, craft, sports. Biggest learning he has taught me is that people who study well, it doesn't mean that they have won the whole world. It means there is something more than that. There is something more to life than marks. That's what he has taught me.
Aniket is a student who has had learning disability dyslexia for a long time now. He was shifted to the experiential learning school to help him cope and learn better. To him, having students without disabilities around him, not isolating him, is cause for immense happiness.
For example, like with learning science, physics, like he teaches me the theories and I teach him the physics of what happens. Like I teach him how it happens, he teaches me what's there in the textbook. So then it's really a bond that's there between an academic student and a dyslexic that you won't find in any other school, because other schools is just study. No matter what you are, autistic, dyslexic, normal, you just need to study. So then in those schools, there's nothing like this. They are just down to peer pressure and study. It's really bad that's happening there.
Experts say that there are many common myths surrounding learning disabilities. And the biggest one is parents treating the learning disabilities like dyscalculia and dyslexia like diseases which make their children very different. They say that this perception needs to change, and all it takes for them to cope is better attention from educators.
Experts across the spectrum agree that we need to stop looking at learning differences as disabilities, thus hampering a kid's growth. Join us for a lot more on the other side of the break.